Hey everybody, thanks for showing up tonight. I appreciate it. Um, I'm doing another episode about addiction, like the one I did last week. A lot of people really liked it, so I thought I'd do another one. Um, Christine's supposed to come up and do an update from last week, so I'm just waiting for her, and I'm waiting for Penny to come up as well. Um, oh, APHI, hey Cat Eyes, uh, hey Sarah Luco, hey Vic, hey Smashley, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. If Christine's here. Oh, hey, Wrestler's Mom. Oh, hey, Locke. How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to continue doing some of these. Oh, hey, 502. How's it going? Hang on a second. Just waiting for Christine to come up. All right, hang on.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Christine.
Is my
Hey.
volume right?
Yeah, it's
Or am
fine.
I too loud?
Oh, you're fine. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Should we wait or not?
No, she's going to be in here about 15 minutes. So you might as well go first. Before you do, want to say hi to everyone else that popped in. Hey Hills, hey Bill, Wrestler's Mom, Cap Section, Janice. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. So hey Cat Eyes, hey Sabrina. Thank you everyone for stopping in. Oh hey Sarah. Um, so the conversation that we had last week, about your addiction, all that. Did you talk to your parents yet? Like, you want to tell what happened within the past week?
Yes. I did not talk to my parents yet, but I talked to my sister, my younger sister. I'm the middle child. I
Okay.
talked to her first because she's the one I'm closest to. And I told her everything. I feel lighter in my chest.
Okay.
Uh, she doesn't live here, so she can't like take action, and I ask her not to, but I know she has my back.
Oh, that's good.
Um, we decided together not to tell my parents just yet because we have been planning my mom's 70th birthday surprise
Okay.
party. That's November 3rd. We're bringing her friends from Minnesota. Like, it's going to be a huge party and it's going to be a surprise. So I don't want to kill that moment because I know that when my parents know about my situation, they're going to take action and they're going to be very supportive. I finally realized with my sister that that's going to happen, that I should not be ashamed. So I feel a lot better. And if I've waited years, 1 month is not going to kill me. On the other hand, I stopped drinking on Sunday. So
That's
it's
good.
been 6 days.
That's
And
good.
even though uh, it's just 6 days, I feel, oh my God, I feel like my face is not that swollen. I can see my eyes, like stupid things.
Yeah.
I wake up without muscle pain. I wake up without a headache, even though I don't get drunk. I didn't get
Mhm.
drunk, but you know what I mean. I'm happy. I don't have like that. How can I say it? That
It's like
heartache.
yeah, it's like a mood depressing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And I know that this weekend is going to be difficult because it's when I drink the most, and it's going to be my first weekend. So I planned ahead just to keep me busy with things that do not involve alcohol. Like, I'm gonna go eat dinner at my principal's house tonight,
Okay.
and we're gonna get together here and then go to her house. It's 5 p.m. here, by the way.
Okay.
Um, and well, I don't drink with my teacher friends and stuff, so that's gonna be today. And tomorrow, I have like a picnic thing with my daughter and friends with their daughters, and that's gonna be an all day thing, and they don't drink. With my
Uh,
daughter and friends with their daughters, and that's gonna be an all day thing.
Penny, there's a echo.
I'm here.
All right. Hey, Penny. Uh, Christine Penny's here too, so you can say hi to her.
Hi,
Hello.
Christine.
Hi, Penny.
I'm so proud of you, Christine.
Yeah, we all
Thank
are.
you. I'm proud of myself. I can't believe it. I really can't. So, yeah. So
So
that's
you,
how I feel.
you said it's been 6 days so far, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Counting
That's good.
today because I'm not gonna drink today. It's like a one day at a time thing. And I know that I'm not gonna do it today. I have plans for Saturday and Sunday. I don't have plans, but it's usually a clean my house day. So,
That's good. I'll tell you what I said to Damone when he said he quit drinking. I think he was up to 7 days. It's going to add. It's going to be 7 days and 14, then 21, 28. Before you know, it's going to be a month that you haven't touched one. You know.
hmm
It,
yeah. And and what's rewarding for me as a woman, it's good. I don't want to sound shady, but or like I don't know. Like I put on clothes this morning, and usually I don't like myself in the mirror, and my shorts fit better than last week. It's like stupid little things that I've noticed in just 6 days. Apart from my mood and stuff, I told you I had 2 days of really bad headaches, but I
yeah.
got past that and I don't have headaches anymore. I'm drinking a lot of, how do you say it in English? Mineral water? Is it the same?
Water's water, I guess.
Yeah,
No, there
sparkling
is
water.
mineral water.
Oh,
Yes,
mineral.
I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah, I like it and it has no sugar and I like the flavor. So that's keeping my anxiety on the low. And that's it. I'm happy.
that's good, Christina. I hope you continue on the right path. You could
I
do it. You
think,
could definitely do it. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I know. Sorry. I think that having told my sister that's part of my family helped me a lot because it helped me to open up here last week. But just knowing that a family member knows, like, is really, really helpful for me. I know that when I tell my parents, she's gonna be there for me, and I know they're gonna support me. But I don't want to kill my mom's moment, so I'll wait. That's fine. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep looking for myself, and wait. And in my relationship with my husband, that is not good at all. With this change I've made, it has also impacted him without telling him because I don't tell him anything. We don't have a relationship. Um, he has been very lovey-dovey, and I don't want nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
So like it's weird, but that's another topic. It's just I'm looking for myself right now, and that's the most important thing. Me.
You're right. Like, you probably seen a lot of my posts on Facebook, right?
I do every time.
Yeah. So, like a lot of, why I do that is because of what I went through in life with all the drinking.
Mm-hmm.
It made me open up my eyes to a lot of stuff. Like
Yep.
I'm far from perfect. I'll be honest, like when I was drinking, I burned a lot of bridges that didn't have to be burned. I'll admit to that. I made mistakes. You know, I ruined
Yeah.
friendships because of the booze. You know, I ruined friendships that I grew up with people that I know my whole entire life. Those friendships are gone, you know, because of my drinking. I realize
Mhm.
that, you know, it took me a few years, but you know, but it'll
But you're
be,
there.
pardon me.
You're there. You did it. You're doing
Ye-
it. You have to be in present tense because it's a 1 day thing.
Yeah, like I quit because I remember the night I had 6 beers, but I like nursed it. Like I had like 6 within like 5 hours, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
that really doesn't affect me. But then I woke up the next day, I felt like crap. I literally felt like crap. It felt like my body was shutting down, you know. And that's when I had to make the
Exactly.
change, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say the other day. I've never ever, I don't want to sound like Tommy. Sorry, I hate him.
Okay.
I'm never ever ever um I've never like passed out or vomited or like got into fights at public places. I've never been that kind of drunk person.
Yeah.
I'm an emotional drinker. So since I've been unhappy for a lot of time, years, well, I started drinking, and I don't usually get drunk because I drink daily. But as you said, you wake up feeling like crap because it's an everyday thing, and then you do it again and again and again. So, yeah, I understand perfectly.
What kind of were you? Were you like a binge drinker, or like would you just do all your drinking on the weekends and not during the weekdays?
No, every day.
Or so you,
At 1 p.m., I get up work. I'm a teacher. I get
yeah.
up work at 12:30, and by 1, I'm home with my alcohol that I buy on the way home, or maybe I have some left from the day before, and I start making lunch, drinking, and then I go pick up my kids at 2, and I've had like 2 beers or 2 tequilas or whatever that's on the menu that day, and I keep drinking till I go to sleep every day.
Yeah, I was very similar. Very similar. Like when the liquor store would open up at 10 in the morning on the weekdays, I would just go there, buy a lot of booze, drink throughout the day, and you know, just start over the next day, you know. Or if it was the weekend, I would go to the liquor store at 9 at night, start drinking, and then go to the club, drink throughout the night, through in the morning, and then when the liquor store opened up again at 10 in the morning, just go
Mm-hmm.
there and you know, just repeat the process, you know.
Yep. Yep. And then with COVID, I didn't go to work for 2 years. It was online. So I drank more because I drank earlier.
Yeah,
So
that
it
did.
was, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sabrina. I love you. I was drinking. I can't talk in past because it's 6 days and I have to live every day. And tomorrow is going to be a new day and stuff. But yes, exactly. I drank to not feel my pain. Exactly. And I think that in the meantime, I got past my heartache. I don't know because now that I'm 6 days sober, I still have my problems. They didn't disappear, but I'm more willing to let go than like hurting myself. So my mentality has changed since I opened up. That helped. People need to talk and do not be ashamed. I understand that now.
Yeah, you're right. It took me a long while too to figure that out. Like when I would drink to numb the pain, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I was always depressed. And in all honesty, you really shouldn't mix booze with depression. You know, it just doesn't end well.
Yeah.
You know, like I would have a lot. I'll be honest. I had a lot of those thoughts, not a lot, but those thoughts that cross my mind from time to time about you know killing myself. Like that's how depressed
Mm-hmm.
I was. and I would just drink and drink and drink until I passed out. Um, I drank so much. I told my mom, I said, "How come the booze didn't kill me?" And she's like, "Because your body has a high tolerance towards it now. My body got used to the booze."
Exactly.
You know.
Yep, exactly. So that's the update. I'm gonna go down so Penny
Okay.
can talk. I hope
Okay.
I couldn't hear you well yesterday, Penny, because we were on the phone with Edward and stuff. So I'm ready to listen again.
It's okay. It's truly okay. Um, first
And I
of
hope
all,
your husband is fine.
thank you. Christine, I have to tell you, I mean from my heart, I am so proud of you. Just the baby steps that you are doing.
Thank you. Thank you very
It
much.
is
Coming from you, thank you.
it is so I am just so impressed with you. You've surrendered and you're ready to change.
Exactly. You have to hit like rock bottom. And I was ready. And I am.
I hear that. You did it for yourself.
Yeah. And for
Be
my
proud
kids
of
and my new grandson, I want
Yes,
I
but be
want to be
proud
there
of
for him.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
Yeah.
I
Christine.
could see you, I would wrap my head and my arms around you, just holding you
You can come to
because you just,
Mexico. You're invited.
you know what? I would love that. You're welcome to come to Oregon or Hawaii.
Oh my God, I've never been to Hawaii. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay,
When I'm a year sober, I'll hit you up.
we will celebrate.
Yes.
Christine, you can do it. You know that. You have it in you.
Yeah,
I
thank
believe
you.
in
Thank
her.
you. Thank you. I believe in myself too. And thanks to everyone that's writing in chat. I'm reading. Thank you. I'm gonna go down now because my daughter is in front of me and she doesn't understand, but she's gonna start talking in a minute. So I'm gonna be there and listening. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Appreciate it. And I'll DM you sometime next week on Facebook to see how you're doing. Okay.
For sure. I'm there. Bye bye. Love you guys.
Have a good one, Christine. Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Penny.
Hello.
Um, Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And Terrence, I've already shared with you that my son Jordan is having a dinner and movie night in his townhouse. So he is listening on his
Oh,
TV with everyone so that
nice.
I
Okay.
speak in his behalf.
All right. Hi, Jordan. Nice to meet you, and I hope you enjoy this. This is for everyone that's going through some kind of addiction in life. And I'll say this because your mom already told me about your story. I'm proud of you for overcoming your addiction. Keep up the great work.
He just texted, "Thank you, man. I appreciate that."
You're welcome, Jordan. Um, all right. So the story that you told me about your son, like, I'll be honest, that hit me. You know,
It's truth.
that hit me. Like when people tell me stories, it's not often that it actually makes an impact. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But your story did. Like I could kind of relate. Like I thought my life was going down spiral because of the booze, but then like I snapped out of it finally. I quit cold turkey. But I'll be honest, like I was drinking for 25 years, and it was rough. I'll be honest. But yeah, the story that you told me about your son, you want to tell everyone else? You want to share it with everybody?
Well, I'm just going to, captivate certain things. Otherwise, it's going to take a lifetime. But
Oh, the
from
same.
beginning,
Okay.
from
Yeah.
beginning, our son, which, mind you, had the same bedtime, the same dinner time, the same rules as our daughter. They just went down different paths. Our daughter was a 4.0 student in high school and in college. She is now a surgeon. Our son is a heroin addict.
Two different paths.
Two different paths, but same parents.
Hmm.
Everything. Our son started his adventure with drinking at 13 years old with what I call his cool friends. The friends that I pointed out to him were going to either end up in prison or dead. That didn't make a difference back then. He listened to them. He would sneak out when Jeff and I had gone to bed. And we never one time said, "Good night, son. We love you." I would sing to him a cheesy song that I had wrote for each of my children. And yet I never once said, "We're going to bed. Please sneak out tonight."
Hmm.
By the time he was 18, he had done pot, then meth, and had started stealing, not just from us, but people that we know in our own neighborhood. He was so drunk and high on drugs that he broke into cars, and each car he would steal stuff inside it and then move on to the next car leading back to our home. But he would leave the first stuff in the second car and on and on and on until the cops came to pick him up in my home, his bedroom. That was so embarrassing.
Mm. I can only imagine.
I had to go 4 different times in front of a judge and ask the judge for a restraining order on my crazy son.
That had to break your heart.
It is the toughest thing that a mother can do besides burying them.
You're right. You know,
But I did it.
and like
Yes.
you did it for his own good. You know.
Well, yes, that's why I was doing it.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like that in the moment. It felt like I was a bad mother. And living where we do in such a small town, everybody knows everybody's name. We
Mhm.
were just god awful parents to them because I was holding my son accountable. I should have protected him. Jessica, Jeff, and I, we kept this all just within us, this pain and embarrassment for years. But
Yeah. Okay.
we could not give in to him. He has tried to kill me all over $5. I said, "No, I'm not giving you the money." I literally had to watch my son outside my front door, which is all open stain, antique glass, kneel so the cops could cuff him and take him back to the car. That is pain a mother should never have to bear.
Yeah, you're right. Like I couldn't imagine like what you and your husband went through. You know, when your son was going, through that. You know,
Right. But the sad thing is that people that my husband graduated with
mhm.
from high school, they were the ones that would supply my husband or my son with his drugs and alcohol and allow him to get so crazy drunk under the influence of both of those on their own couch and then come to visit my husband Jeff as if nothing, they didn't even know my son.
Did your husband ever find out that they did that, or
Oh, yes, we did. And we took actions on them as well.
that's
But my
good?
son was 18. He was considered an adult.
Hmm. But still, though, like that's some form of betrayal, though, that your husband's friends did that. You know, like
Right.
really.
These were childhood friends that Jeff truly loved. And the memories that they made that he honored, they did not. Because they were also manufacturing this drug that they gave my son.
Yeah, that's very. I'll be honest, it's very disturbing that they did that. You know, and the fact that they were able to see your husband like nothing happened. It's just so wrong on so many levels that they did that.
Truth. But we can't judge them for their actions. We can only pray as to why their actions they chose to do.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Like if they have some kind of motive or something, I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, continue on with your story about your son.
Well, anyway, I'm going to fast forward all the pain and the sadness and the embarrassment.
Hmm.
My son came to me after, Jeff and I had spent already before he turned 18 getting him in several different rehab centers, and none of them were successful. None of them. They were just like a joke. Then when he turns 18, we stopped because someone said to us that we can't force him to get clean. He has to want it. I
Yeah.
spent years and years turning to God every night, day, 3 times a day. I prayed this simple prayer: Lord Jesus, please do not let go of the grasp that you have on my son that leads him back to you and us.
That's a good prayer,
Every day I prayed that, and no answer, no, nothing. My son was still spiraling down the path, but I kept praying and praying that same prayer,
Hmm.
to where one day it was very, very cold winter, snow on the ground. My son is sleeping in a park bench, no blanket, no sleeping bag, no tent, because I had a restraining order on him just down the street from our home. And yet I'm in my house with a warm fire and electricity because we have the generators. He knocks on my door and he says to me, Mom, I surrender. Call the cops. Have them pick me up. I've just broke the restraining order.
Yeah.
Can I come in and get warm? I said to him, no, you can't, but I will call the cops. I shut the door and I call the cops. Come pick him up. At least I knew in that moment I was going to get a good night's sleep because I wasn't going to have to worry if my son had froze to death or had overdosed on a drug.
Mm.
He was going to get a good night's sleep in a bed in 3 meals.
And that was his best option, you know.
But I was selfish because in that moment, I could have opened the door and said, yes, son, you can come in and get warmed up. What can I make you for breakfast? But that's not who I was. That's not who I am. I am not an enabler.
No, you were the opposite of the enabler.
It was so hard. But I did it, and I will do it to anybody.
You know, you're a good person and you're a good woman and a mom for doing what you did, you know.
Thank you. My son, now we're going to fast forward, okay?
Okay.
My son he's finished the program. I sent you a video of his graduation.
Yeah, you did. I watched it. It was very interesting. I liked it, you know. I couldn't believe. Oh, go ahead.
It just was, in rehabs, they don't do like a graduation ceremony such as a college or high school, but that was the first thing in all of my son's life that he actually completed. He left high school, dropped out 2 weeks before he graduated, only having a half a credit left. And
Yeah.
our school did not even notify us as parents that my son had dropped out. I heard it by rumor.
You had to be like embarrassed and angry about that.
Oh, Lord, yes, because our
Mhm.
daughter was not like that. She didn't eat this magic tuna fish that made her smarter than my son. They both ate that same jar of tuna fish that I canned.
Mm. Like what was I going to say exactly? Like it's surprising how like different lives that your son and daughter lived. You know, like how easily someone could be I hate to say this, like manipulated by certain people. You know, like
Those are the cool kids.
yeah.
The sad thing is that most of the cool kids that he had, his so-called friends, they've now grown up to be wonderful men in society. My son just took it to a whole different level that ended up being a heroin addict. He started out smoking heroin.
Hmm.
That high was not good enough. Eventually, he was shooting up with the needle,
Oh,
and he didn't want to answer for the bruises in his arm. So he started shooting up underneath his toenail or
oh,
his thumbnail so that he could say a lie that he had hit himself with a hammer or he ran into a table or something that bruised the nail so bad that it was falling off.
that's gross.
It's hard to know as a mother. It's hard to hear from his mouth.
Yeah, like when you saw your son, like his appearance, it had to be altered, right? Like,
It looked like death. And I
yeah,
told him that. I told him, my son is dead to me. His body is just walking around. I've come to that realization. My son is dead.
And that had to be very hard for you to say that or think that, you know? Like,
It was, but I
yeah,
had to be straightforward, honest, and direct with my own son. But you know what?
what?
It led him to be the man he is today.
Yeah.
He has been clean and sober now 4 years. He's enrolled in Bible college. He speaks his testimony at churches and on TV and newspaper,
Mhm.
interviews and stuff. I never thought that God would hear my prayer. I I believe in God. I trust God, but I
Yeah.
thought I wasn't important enough for him to answer my prayer.
As long as you had hope, you know, that's all that matters, you know.
I lived on hope and faith. But I'm about to read you Jordan's first testimony
Okay.
that he gave at a little country church here in his hometown after he got clean and sober.
Okay.
I love you too, Jordan. He's telling me don't cry because I will choke up. It's very sweet.
Uh-uh.
Hello, church. As many of you know, my name is Jordan Ortiz. I am 31 years old from right here in Yoncalla, Oregon. I have two loving, caring, awesome parents who gave me an amazing childhood that was full of love, compassion, and laughter. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I started drinking at a young age that eventually led to a 18-year addiction. My addiction took everything from me and left me homeless, sleeping wherever I could find a bench big enough and living in a tent on the streets of Portland underneath a Skid Row bridge. When my mother said to me that her son was too far gone, that to her I was already dead, my body was still just walking around. I rejected this and decided to make a change in my life. The real change I had to make, however, was putting down drugs and putting my faith in God, who I knew very little about as an adult, even though I grew up in church. Through God's grace, He pulled me out of my darkness and into light because He had a bigger plan for my life than I did. Ephesians 2:4-5 says, but God being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which I love us, even when we were dead in our trespasses, made us alive together in Christ. By grace, you have been saved. Now, days, God is working to restore my relationship with my family. He has softened my heart and making me into a loving, caring, compassionate man towards others myself. These days, I have an opportunity to be a real friend and a source of light to other men. I serve our community with joy and laughter. I have peace and purpose I never had before. I am loved. I relate to John 9, verse 10, in which we read, how then were your eyes opened? They asked. He replied, the man they called Jesus. I am truly grateful the Lord has given me a new life with my heart. I can honestly say being sober is a lot more fun and less than the painful misery I came from. Thank you for allowing me to share today. Thank you to my parents for your love, patience, and support, and never giving in to me. I am most of all thankful to my mother, to never being my enabler, but was my conscience, even when I couldn't be my conscience.
That's
That's
very,
impact.
it is, it's very heartfelt, you know.
And bottom line is, as parents and a sibling living with a person addicted of any kind, we are not alone. They are not alone. Back then, when it was happening, we felt we were alone. We kept it between the three of us living that nightmare.
Yeah. Like, I just couldn't imagine, like, what you went through, from your side, from your point of view, then from your son's point of view too. Like, I know he didn't really mean to hurt you both.
My son used to tell me each and every time he got caught that he never was going to do drugs again. I knew in that moment he was speaking truth to me, but the
Yeah.
hold that I couldn't relate to, because I've never in my life done a drug. I learned what marijuana looked like that day the cops came and got him from his bedroom, because
Hmm.
I had gutted out his room. I removed every ounce of furniture, clothes. It was a bare room. I went to wash his clothes to donate to a charity.
Hmm.
In one of the pockets from the clothes the night before was a bag of green stuff. I took it to Jeff and I said, Jeff, is this what I think it is? And Jeff said, I don't know, let me smell it. So I gave it to him. And he goes, you might want to flush that. Yes, it is.
Hmm. But yeah, I'll tell you something about addiction. It has a stranglehold on you at times, you know.
Right. And I know this, but I just can't grasp it. To this day, talking with the cops and counselors, I can't get how that hold can be so much heavier than life,
Mm,
love.
yeah, I get what you're saying, you know. Like, the addiction, it's when you're addicted to something, it takes over what you do, you know.
Right.
And I always said it felt like that I was in the back seat and the addiction was driving. That's what it felt like, you know.
Right. I went through 2 different times with Jordan,
Hmm.
even before he got arrested, the withdrawals. The first time, after a week of sleeping on the floor right beside my son, going through the heavy withdrawals, the headaches, the throwing up, the anger. I had locked us in. I got 2 days before he went out
Hmm.
and started using again. The second time he came to me and said, Mom, please help me, please. I did it again. That time I got a week.
It, it's it's it had to break your heart knowing that he fell off the wagon, so to speak, you know.
It did. I didn't understand how that
Yeah,
hold could be so strong, but it's real.
it is.
And parents that and siblings that are dealing with it the same as we did,
Mm,
maybe even on a worser level, they need to know it is not their fault. They did not cause it, and they're not alone in their pain.
Well said. You know, you're absolutely right. And that's the one thing too, like when a lot of people do are addicted to something, whether it's booze or heroin or whatever it may be, they do feel alone. You know, they really
Yes,
do. I should
yes,
know. When I would drink, I felt alone. I could be surrounded by 50 people. I would still feel alone, you know.
yes. My son, he told me very early that day that he got arrested at 18 and called and wanted me to come pick him up from the jail, which is 55 minutes from our home. I told him, no, you have 2 feet, walk.
Mm.
He
I,
eventually showed up. And again, we still had the restraining order on him. I made him stand in the road and talk with me.
did that, how did he feel when he had to do that? Do you know? Or,
He was very submissive. He said, I surrender. And I told him, Jordan, I've heard it so many times before. You have to go. You've got to get off the property. Go
mm,
surrender on your bench, wherever it will be. That's a
oh,
that's a
okay.
that's a horrible mother. But
Oh,
yet
you're not.
I had to, because that's who I am. He grew up knowing that I was going to be holding both my children accountable for the wrong that they would choose to do.
Yeah, like that's what comes down to. It's accountability, you know. I do have a question for your son, if you can answer.
Yeah, yes, as I told you, that he's not allowed to have social media on his cell phone, but he
Oh,
is able to watch it on his TV. So he is hearing everything that you're saying.
did he ever think that he had it in himself that he could quit, like for all those years? Like at any point, did he really think he could like actually quit, or that it just had like a complete hold on him?
He is saying, no, Terrence, you don't think like that. You think it is the life that you were supposed to live. It fools you
Hmm.
into thinking that they're your best friend. For
You're
real,
right.
Jordan? Pardon me?
He's right.
I just asked him, for real? I've never heard him say that.
He's right. When I would drink for years and years, both my parents would always say you got to quit, but my mom was more aggressive towards me about quitting, and more so than my dad. And my mom was like, "You got to quit, you got to quit," and I would say no. Like I would go drink more, you know, and I didn't think I had it in me to do it. Not once did I ever say, "I think I could quit." You know, this is what my life was meant to be. You know,
Right, because Jordan is telling me that he felt that he had found a best friend
that's
with the
yeah, that's what it
drugs.
felt like. That's what it felt like. Like, can I ask him this? Like, he said it felt like its best friend. So for me, like, say if my back was against the wall and I had to turn around, it always felt like booze was there for me, no one else.
Right.
That's what it felt like, you know. That's why I asked him that question. Kind of thought he would say something like that. Like the addiction, it corrupts us, you know.
Right. I'm learning that through these years.
Hmm. like as I said before, I made a lot of mistakes when I was under the influence, a lot, you know, and I damaged a lot of friendships that people I grew up with for what, almost 37 years
Right.
that I've known people for, and I ruined it because of booze. My one former friend now, he wanted to help me, get sober. I basically told him off, you know,
Jordan
and
is saying Jordan is saying that the friends that got him started in this, he's realized they were never his friends now. He now has true friends that suffered from addiction of some type.
mhm,
And he owes the praise to his rehab center, which was Teen Challenge, alcohol, drug, and sexual abuse
yeah.
rehab.
You want to continue on the story about your son?
Well, what else do you want to know? I pretty much quickly in a nutshell told you.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't tell the
I've
part.
told you everything so you can ask.
Yeah. You didn't tell about the part where remember about the suicide thing?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I do.
Yeah. You want to?
Jordan, he played that card several times to his dad and I. His dad would say, "No, no, no, we don't want you committing suicide. What can we do to help you not get in that? No, we love you." Me? I would say, "I'm not listening to you. I don't believe you." Finally, the fifth time he said that to me, I said to him, "Okay, Jordan, I will support you on your decision. I will even let you make your choice of weapons that I personally own to commit your suicide. But before I do," and I had a stack of paper with a pen, I put a paper in front of him and gave him a pen. I said, "But before I allow you to make your choice, you have to do me a favor. I want you to write on this piece of paper the plan that you want your dad and I to execute your funeral the way you want it to be, from the music to the songs to possibly a scripture. You do that for us." So he did. I made him do that.
Hmm.
And then I gave him another piece of paper. And I said, "Now on this piece of paper, you write what I am to tell your sister why you made this choice in your own words. I will share it with her." He did. I gave him another piece of paper and I said, "Now on this piece of paper, you write what you want your grandparents to know as to why you're making this choice so that I don't have to. I can tell them in your own words." And then I gave him another piece of paper and I said, "And to the pastor that has watched you grow up, blah, blah, blah." Two more papers after that. He started crying. I mean, like, just bawling. "I didn't mean it. I don't want to kill myself." And I looked him in the eye and I pointed my finger at him. I said, "No kidding. But the next time you think you can play that card, it isn't going to work with me." Do you understand? He has never said that to me again or anyone else.
That was basically like a wake up call for him.
Well, I hope so. It seems to be.
Yeah, like having those thoughts, like that did cross my mind, and it's very scary, you know, having those dark thoughts, you know.
When somebody tells me that, which I've heard it from other people,
Mhm.
when they tell you, my gut says they're reaching out.
Yeah, it is. Like they're not going to straight up say,
Because
"I need help." Oh, go ahead.
people don't talk and they don't say, I'm about to commit suicide. I want to. Goodbye. They do it, and you get to read the letter later.
Yeah,
That's the difference, at least in my experience of hearing it.
yeah. It's a very touchy subject too when it comes to that, you know. Like a lot of
Right. But
people.
I know,
Okay.
I was just going to say, but now I know, I'm sure that my son's funeral that he had wrote down on that paper is not the same as what he would want today.
No, it wouldn't be. Like your son today, like it's very inspirational. Like what he went through, like that he came out of it the way he is now. Like Jordan, keep up the great work. You know, you're making your mom and everyone else proud. And I'll say I'm proud of you too. 4 years sober, right, Penny?
Yes, he is 4 years sober. He's going through Bible college to be a minister of some kind. He knows he's not going to be in front of a pulpit at a church every Sunday. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to either be a youth pastor or overseas missionary.
Nice.
If he gets, he's saying, yeah, mom, if I get through the Hebrew class,
Oh, jeez.
he's having to learn Hebrew.
Hmm. But yeah, your son's very his story. When, as I said, when you first told me about it on the phone, it touched me. You know, like I it hit me like right in the heart there. I'm like, I could kind of relate to him. You know, our stories are different, but they're similar in other aspects.
That
Like,
is why I'm saying that as a parent, and even our daughter as a sibling, living this, dealing with it, we are not alone. There's other families out there that feel the same pain and heartache and plead as we are, or that we have had to do. And I want them to know they are not alone. They are not a minority.
mhm. Can I ask your son if during all that time when he's under the influence of drugs and all that, was he battling depression?
Absolutely, I was, he said. I'm reading his text.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I was. He,
Okay.
after he got checked into Teen Challenge, he was diagnosed with stage 1 bipolar,
Hmm.
which is not the angry lash out. It is needing a device to help with the high, whatever that means. Jordan, I don't understand.
Can you read that for me? Or
Pardon, pardon me?
can you repeat what you just said there? I couldn't hear you.
He said that once he checked into Teen Challenge, he was diagnosed with stage 1 bipolar,
Okay.
which is not the bipolar that makes you want to kill somebody or anger. He wanted the high, the happy, not the lows with his addiction.
Yeah, I don't think I've gone through that, so I can't really relate to that in all honesty. But the depression part I could definitely relate to because
Right.
you're not really supposed, when you're depressed like that, you're not really supposed to mix anything with depression. You're not supposed to.
Right. We kind of know that as clean people, but people in the moment, I don't think that they do.
Hmm.
I believe that they hear that demon calling. I don't know.
It, well,
Jordan's texting me and saying, "You're pretty accurate, Mom."
well, Jordan, as I said earlier, man, keep up the great work. Hang on a second. I want to look for that comment. Sarah says, very proud of you, Jordan. Keep up the amazing fight. Many prayers for you and your family. I couldn't agree more with you on that, Sarah. Um,
That
so
means a lot, Sarah. That's what he just texted me.
yeah, Jordan, we're all proud of you, man. Just keep up the great work. 4 years strong. Just hit 5 and then 6 and then more. You could do it.
But he is texting me right now saying it's still the craving for the heroin high enters his mind every day at least 2 seconds. That
So
craving.
that old part of him is like creaking back a little.
Correct.
Yeah. I know that feeling. Back in May, I went through something personal, and it felt like my back was against the wall. So I went to a bar, and my friend's a bartender there, and I was supposed to meet another friend there, and she was coming in late, and I ordered a glass of water, but then I was looking around, and I saw everyone was drinking, and I didn't know how to handle the situation that I was dealing, and I was so close to ordering a beer, and I told John Davis, I'm friends with him on Facebook, about this, and he basically told me get out of there, you know, and luckily I did, because if I didn't, I probably would have had that one beer, and then it would have led to two, three, four. I would have ruined my almost 3 years of sobriety.
Right. Jordan, he calls me every day, and no, it's not the same time every day, but it's because he needs me to talk him through that few seconds of that craving
Hmm.
after 4 years.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure about this, but maybe when it goes by 5, 6, 7, because it's been like that for what, a long time. So I'm not surprised that he still has those. I don't want to call it temptations, but that those old thoughts are creeping into him.
Right. And he's texting me, but I'm not alone. The guys here have the same craving. They just don't have the mom like I do. Oh my gosh, Jordan, tell them that I'm their mom now too. Lean on me.
Well, you're definitely a great supporter for your son there, Penny. The foundation that he needed.
I'm just me.
Well, you're a great mom. We need more of you like that in today's world. And I don't give my mom enough credit. But like,
Well, then you give her an extra cup of tea tonight, even if she doesn't ask for it, and you give her a special, long, lengthy hug and whisper in her ear, "Thank you." Just the words, "Thank you."
I do. It's just when I said to her too, I said, I'm thankful that I quit while she's still alive, you know?
Right. I never thought I would. I thought I was going to die just having my body, my son's body, walking around. The inside of my son was dead. And I meant that. I had come to that realization.
Yeah, addiction's just it ruins a lot of families when it doesn't have to, you know?
He's just now, since Jeff's heart attack, gotten a positive response from his sister, which she'd been hearing his plead to forgive him. But she just couldn't, because she couldn't understand why he chose the path he did. And trust me, she was embarrassed. She was harassed her senior year.
Hmm. That's not right that your daughter had to take like the brunt of it, you know? She didn't do nothing, you know?
She never believed he would ever get clean either. But now they have a different new beginning that I
Hmm.
get to witness before the day I take my last breath.
And oh, by the way, how is Jeff doing?
Jeff is doing awesome now. We've been able to move him down to the hospital here in Oregon, just 45 minutes from our home, our main home, um, on staff where Jessica is. And she made sure that he's in a private room that brought in a second hospital bed for me to spend the night in. No longer sleeping in a upright chair with hard armrest.
Hmm. That's nice of your daughter to do that.
We were able to push him up side by side and lower down the one side to where it looks like we're sleeping in a twin bed, just no touchy feely, because he's hooked up to still, the oxygen and everything. He's got an infection still lingering in his lungs, but
Man,
he's alert. He's still begging me to sneak him a cigar and a nightly either cognac or scotch, which, I'm not going to ever break hospital rules. So, no, I'm not doing that. But he's alert enough to ask.
hmm,
After he gets out of the hospital, he doesn't get to come home right away. They're going to wheel him across the parking lot to a health and rehab facility that he'll
but
be in for 6 or 8 weeks,
oh God,
trying to get his motor skills back. And then he'll get to come home so that I can help him get even better.
well, we're all praying for you and your husband, you know. We really
Thank
are.
you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. And he just so appreciates the love and protection from perfect strangers that I'm given from the situation with the Hebrew.
Yeah.
We owe them a mountain. When Jeff gets better and comes home, we're going to go on Bryden's live panel, and the four of us reveal that no, there is a Jeff and Penny. I'm not just both. And Lisa and Bryden are going to show that they're both real married couples,
Yeah,
and
so
say
thank you.
hello and thank you and all that out of Jeff's mouth.
Yeah, well, that's great. As wrestler's mom just said, that's great news, Penny. I'm glad Jeff is closer to home, moving in the right direction. I have faith that he will be home soon with you. And we all think that about your husband there. It's definitely great
Thank you.
news.
He's a pretty cool cookie. I have been very blessed with the gift that God gave me.
Mhm.
I've told my childhood story on Jules. She got my one skeleton in my closet out of me.
Oh, did she now? That's
She
Jules.
did.
That's Jules for you,
I know.
John or 502 says, "I'm glad that Jeff is doing better."
Thank you. Oh, I am too.
Uh, Penny says, Lisa says, it's crazy that one time people thought Penny, Jeff, Brian, and I were the same person. Same with me being Lala. It's comical now. They have all heard most of us now.
Right. Partly that is my fault because when my phone is about to die, I just hop on Jeff's iPad under his name and I don't think to say, this is Penny. But when it's the two of us on his iPad, either watching, you know, while in our hot tub or outside at the outdoor kitchen area on our big flat screen TV, we sign in as the Ortiz family. That means both of us or guest. When
Well,
it's Jeff, it just says Jeff Ortiz.
yeah.
When it's me, I don't think to say this is Penny. I'm getting better at that
Mhm.
since Lisa told me that.
Cat Eye says, "I love you, Penny."
Oh, cat eyes, I owe you the world. I love you more than my life.
Lisa says, "You give that Rain Man of yours a hug group or huge group hug from all of us, Penny."
I will. I absolutely will. That is my nickname for him because
Yep.
we don't fight. We don't have the knockout, drag out, anger fights. We
Mm.
discuss stuff. And if it's getting to where one of us is getting like a lifted shoulder, I'm the first to say, Rain Man, you need to go take a walk in the field. And if he's like, keeps going, I say, no, I'm serious. Take that walk. One time I had to tell him because he just kept trying to discuss this topic of why he couldn't make this new project that I wanted to come true. I
Mhm.
said to him, Rain Man, if you don't stop and go take a walk, I'm about to make you a stink in our attic. And he said to me, because he's just such a Rain Man type moment, he goes, huh? I said, food for thought, go take your walk. When he came back, he said to me, oh, I'm never going up in our attic again. I said to him, seriously, who are you kidding? All I have to do is ask someone to help me lift your keg upstairs and tell you I've moved your bear up in the attic. You'll be up there in a minute.
Um, and like when you go for walks, it actually helps. It makes you blow off the steam.
That's right. And then you come back and you laugh and you regroup with the issue. And yes, I got my way. I got the project done that I was wanting. He was just being lazy.
Yeah, well, you got him to do it. That's all that matters.
There's no fighting, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, a
No
lot of families should
slamming
be.
doors, no sleeping alone.
Yeah, a lot of families should be like that. Um,
We're
okay,
just cheesy. We're cheesy old people.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're very wise, and you know what you're talking about, and
I'm
you're
living it. I live
and,
it.
and we all love you and appreciate and respect you, Penny. We do.
I love you more. I do. From
Thank
my
you.
heart, not my mouth. I
Thank
mean
you.
it. I love everybody here listening and you, Terrence. We love you. And Jordan, I love you too. I'm so
Thank you,
proud of you.
Thank you, Penny. I love you too. And Jordan, keep up the great work. You could definitely do it. Don't let those little inklings of cravings, about going back to your old life. Don't let that get to you. You could overcome it easily, you know.
He just texted me. Thank you, man. That's really important hearing it come from you. And his friends, which are watching and having Jordan's home cooked meal, which he'll have to tell us what he cooked,
Mhm.
um, says that they're proud of themselves too.
They should all be proud of themselves. Most definitely. Just all of you keep up the great work. Just don't think about going back to that old life. It's not worth it.
Right. And he was saying that anybody that wants to get a hold of us, we're more than happy to talk with them. Just go through my mom to get to me. That's pretty
And
cool, Jordan.
it's, how should I say this? Like, I'll be honest too. Like at times, I felt like going back to my old life. But I overcome it somehow. I just don't know how, but I'm doing it.
Terrence, you can lean on me anytime.
Thank you,
If you
Penny. I
don't want me to
appreciate it.
say nothing, I will not say nothing. I will just listen. If you need me to play you a song on one of my instruments, I will be more than happy to do that with you.
Thank you, Penny. I appreciate that. I really
You're
do.
not alone.
Yeah, well, none of us are.
Nobody listening needs to be alone when I'm just here.
Yeah, it's. I'll be honest too, though. It's when people think that they're alone because it's the mentality that we have, like when we're under the influence. It's just the way, like we don't mean to think that way, but it's the addiction that's poisoning us that makes us think that way.
Yes, I'm not even under the influence of any addiction, but
Mm,
I feel that nightly when my husband is not beside me here. I
yeah.
get that sad depression, bawling moment, and I don't want to be a burden to somebody else reaching out.
Oh, you're anything but. And Penny, if you ever need to talk, you got my number.
Yes, I do. And thank you for that. But
You're
I try
welcome.
to not make my burden somebody else's, my pain. It just seems like the right person calls at the right time. And Cat Eyes, I just thank you. Edward, Jules, Bill, Gangbang. Oh my gosh, you guys are all so special. You don't
You're the
even
good
know
people.
that God is using you to reach out to me because I don't call you. But that is such impact to me. So thank you.
Yeah, they're all good people.
Yes, they are the true blue village people to me.
And I'm going to talk to you about that within a few minutes, about that particular topic.
Okay.
You remember? Yeah. But
What my thinking of why I think that we're a village, not a community. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Okay.
But just getting to the, I just want to give Jordan a little more. encouragement. Jordan, you could definitely do this, just stay strong, take it one day at a time, you know, you could definitely do it. I believe in
I
you.
He's texting. I appreciate that, man. Why does he keep saying man? I guess that's a cool lingo.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
You're welcome, Jordan, and your mom's a great woman, and she's a great mom, you know.
Oh, she'll bust your chops. That's what he just said. God. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Sarah says, Jordan, keep up the good fight. You've done amazing and have great parents and all the support behind you. I couldn't agree more on that, Sarah.
Thank you. I'm just me.
Jules says, we overcome it by taking it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. Just, you know, you're absolutely right, Jules. That's part of life.
Right. And it's okay to lean on somebody in that moment. It's
You're,
okay.
you're right. Like addiction, it's just, as I said earlier, it has a stranglehold on people in life.
Right.
And that's what it felt like with me. Like, I'll be honest, I never thought I was going to quit. I thought I would be drinking in my 40s and 50s and 60s. But I had to quit because that one day it felt like my body was shutting down.
Jordan is texting. I felt like my mom was truly right. And I had to say, no, my mom has got to be wrong.
Um,
I've never heard that from my son before. So that was took my breath away for a moment, Jordan.
you're a good man, Jordan, for saying that. You really are. See, like when my mom would always plead with me about quitting drinking, I would never say, "Well, she can't be wrong." I just did it to defy them, just to go against what they were saying. I remember the one time 7 years ago, I got my head bashed in. I don't remember how exactly. Next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital. They're putting stitches in my forehead and pumping booze out of me.
Wow.
And the one nurse said, she's like, "You got to quit drinking."
Right. Jordan has texted me and said that for him, he wanted to fit in with what my mom calls the cool kids. He
I was like that
believed
too.
them over me. He wanted to fit in. Both my children living where they grew up here in school, they were the only Spanish children. They're half Spanish. Jeff is full-blooded Spanish.
Mm,
They got ridiculed for being dark complected and different. Jessica would say, I'm proud of who I am. Jordan would say, yeah, I know, but don't tell nobody. I'm your friend. Aren't you my friend? That's what got him all started listening to the cool kids and not hearing me point out the dangers of what a cool kid would be.
yeah, when I started drinking when I was 14, I did it too because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be cool. So I could totally relate to Jordan there on that. And that does play a part into it. It definitely does.
It does.
Mm. Penny, your story about your son, it touched myself, and I know it touched a lot of other people.
It's just the Ortiz family truth. But we're
Yeah,
not alone. Parents dealing with this right now. Lean on me. You're not alone.
you're right.
You don't have to be embarrassed and live with it behind your closed doors. I
You're
will
absolutely
prove
right.
it to you.
You're when you first told me, as I said, it just it touched me. Like I just normally stuff like that, I'm like, okay, but it made an impact because I guess I could kind of relate. And
Right.
it's just thank you for sharing that.
Jordan's saying thank you for letting her.
Uh, you're welcome. Like I was humbled by your story, very humbled. And thank you both. Thank you, Penny and Jordan. You know, it means a lot. Okay, getting to the community
Oh.
village.
Okay, everyone's going to probably think I'm really warped in my thinking, but I do believe this. There's a difference in a village and a community. I want to be a part of a village. A village is where everybody joins it, enters the village for the positive, good cause. May it be for whatever reason. But in this case, it's to protect the innocent from ever being sexually abused, as my husband and I were as children. There is no fighting because everybody is working for the cause. Everybody gets along. Each other wants to be a part of the hard work to succeed with the cause. In a community, you're going to have people that joins for just a status of saying, I joined this club, this community. What? What do I have to do? Oh man, you don't have to do nothing. You just join it. You can start rumors, you can start conflict, you can start gossip, and you're accepted in this community. You don't have to lift a finger. That's the difference. I want to be a part of a village that changes for the good of the cause. So would you guys like to join the village with me or not?
I definitely
That,
will.
that's what I told you, Terrence. That's the difference in my heart. We have so many village people that I see on a daily basis in live panels and live catches. I've already determined who are village people and who are just community people.
Mm.
I will not share who I feel they are because you have to determine them yourself. I just know in my heart, I want to be part of a village.
You're right. Like calling a village, it has more meaning to it. You know.
Right, because it's working towards the good.
Yeah. You're right. Like I
That is
want to
all that's on their mind.
make a difference. You know. I don't want to see the good people get hurt. You know. It's like village, calling it a village. I get more used to calling it that. I know certain people that want to call it a village too still slip up calling it a community, but should be told, I
That's
prefer village.
okay. It's not, my thinking should never be their thinking unless it's truly their thinking too. Do you understand that?
Yeah, like you can't. You mean you can't force your thinking on other people?
Right. I would never do that to them.
Yeah,
That's how I think the difference is.
Yeah, they have to figure it out for themselves.
Right.
Yeah. Um, Vic wants you to know, he says, tell Penny when I finish Edward's box, I will start hers.
Yes, I just learned how to successfully send a video or text picture on Instagram because I didn't know until today when someone walked me through it. So I'm going to send you, Vic, an example and sizes of what I'm wanting for my humidor because, yes, I smoke cigars.
Well, you actually do.
I do. I smoke Arturo Fuente Punch, little women-sized dainty cigars, not the Cigarettos or whatever they're called. They're actual Cuban cigars. They're just not so stogie-like to where a woman can still look petite when puffing on it.
Nice. Like, I never got into cigars, you know.
Well, we have a built-in humidor that you walk into, so give me your address and I'll send you one.
Oh, nice. I might do that. Thank you, Penny. Appreciate that. Um, I I want to call this a village. I really do. I believe in it. You know, I really do. You know,
Like I
it,
told you, I am nothing important. My thinking is nothing important. I'm an old, cheesy old lady. But that
um,
is what I believe the
but
difference is.
that could be further from the truth. You are very important. Trust me on that. Everyone in this community or village, let's see, there I go. Everyone in this village respects you highly, you know, and we all appreciate and love you for that, you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining if you don't mean it.
Oh no, I mean it, you know. But
Okay.
we all do appreciate and love you for being you, you know. And we
Thank
need
you.
more people. You're welcome. We need more people like you, not just in this village, but in this world.
Thank you. Jordan's just texting me and saying this was awesome. Awesome. Live.
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. I really do. You know,
And he texts, you gotta love my mom. Oh, give
we
me a
all
break,
do.
Jordan.
We all
What is he
do.
gonna want next, right? Cheesy.
Yeah. For Jordan there, I wish you all the success in the world. You know, I hope you have a bright future. Just look ahead, don't look back. You know,
Never, never. He's saying, never, man. I will never look behind through the review mirror. I'm going to look through the front windshield. That's
good
pretty
man.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Jordan, where'd that come from? That's pretty cool.
that's actually a good saying. I like that. But yeah, that's your past. You know, close the book on that chapter. Just think about your future. You know,
Right. And
and you
praise
got
God that he answered my prayer just on his time, not mine.
yeah, like as I said earlier, as long as you have hope, that's what I base my life off of is hope.
Hope and faith.
Yes, exactly. You know, like as long as you have, if you don't have hope, then all is lost.
Terrence, I thank you. I thank you so much for inviting me.
You that you know what? You don't need to thank me. If anything, I need to thank you seriously for coming up here. I appreciate you for coming up here, Penny. I really do. You know, that means
You're
a
a
lot.
pretty cool cookie.
And I try to be. Thank
You
you.
are.
Thank you.
I love
Appreciate it.
everybody listening from my heart, not my mouth. I love you guys. You're important to me.
And you're important to us, Penny. Bryden says, Jordan, we love your mom dearly, and I'm so glad you got out of that hole you were in.
Thank you. He's saying, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Bryden, we love you too.
Yeah, Brian lives across the river from me.
He does?
Yeah,
You are a lucky man. They are a beautiful family.
yeah, I know they are. Hopefully, I get to meet him one day since the restrictions for travel is now lifted over here.
Right. You know, Jordan has played ice hockey in your hometown.
Ontario?
Yes,
Oh, nice.
Jordan, both Jessica and Jordan grew up on the ice. Jessica was a figure skater and Jordan was a hockey skater. He played on our house team and our travel team. He actually, in 6th grade, was invited to live with the Canadian family so that he could play for their team. He was that good. He had
Nice.
scouts looking at him, but unfortunately, we didn't realize that he was dealing with the drugs to this extent. He
Oh,
backed out 2 weeks before the same time he backed out of school and dropped out. He quit hockey, or he
oh,
would have had a full ride from Canadian scouts that had already zoned in on him.
huh. That's sad that the drugs ruined that for him. That really is.
It was more painful for his dad. Me, I was never going to let him go live with a family thousands of miles away from me.
It and that's understandable as a mom,
Right.
Yeah. Does he know what part of Ontario? Can I ask that or?
He said that he would have to look it up. His dad knows,
Uh,
but he played in several parts of Canada. But one of the places was Ontario. It was a rinky-dink skating rink.
Probably it's got to be like Waterloo or something like that. One of those areas.
Right.
Yeah.
Those sound familiar even to me.
Yeah. I'll say where I'm from. I'm from Windsor, I'm across from Detroit there. So it could have been here too, for all I know.
Yeah, he's saying that's awesome.
Yeah. Vic says, I love you also and thank you for coming into my life while back when I was going through dark times.
Vic, I'm always going to be here for you. Always, always, always.
Vic, you're a good dude. You really are, you know.
I know. I've been telling everybody, even when they would say he's loud and this and that, I knew his heart. I knew it. He's just a big, compassionate softy.
Yeah, he is.
I love
He,
you too.
he's a good dude, you know. Brian says like, "Don't make me blush, Penny."
Bryden.
I make him blush every time I talk to him.
I know. I wish
Brian's a
he
good.
lived closer so he could do the floors in our second home here in Oregon, because we've been waiting for 5 months for this floor contractor to get done with all the overbooking jobs that he had. We've been very patient, but I want to get my floors done up there.
Nice. Brian could probably do it.
I know, that's what I told him.
Yeah.
But I want the whole family to come out.
Yeah, well, hopefully they will, you know. JFK is like, my husband played hockey in your hometown too, Terrence, but I didn't get to go. Well, it's kind of cool that he did though, JFK. Just it, thank you. In all honesty, though, Penny, thank you for coming up here, sharing your story, sharing your son's story. You
Well,
know,
it's my story and Jeff's story and Jessica's story and
the whole family.
Jordan's story. This was our life.
Um, is his relationship with his sister like repaired completely, or
You know what? It is in the men's.
that's good to
Unfortunately,
hear.
it took their dad scaring the EBGBs out of us. But her
Mm.
heart has softened.
And she knows that he wasn't. How should I say this? Like it had a control over him. It wasn't him. It was the
Oh,
influence.
absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
she did. But her heart shut down to even hearing his name, the praises, the little baby steps. Because, as I told you, she was being harassed because of what her brother did. Besides being half Spanish in an all white school,
Yeah. It just
and
added
then
more.
being 4.0 student, you know, Jessica's sophomore year, she was taking night courses at our local community college and
Mm.
maintained a 4.0.
Nice. And Jordan went the opposite way in life. In life. Excuse me.
Correct. And Jordan is just as smart as her.
Yeah. And
His
he
brain
did.
just got altered with the drugs.
Yeah. And wanting to fit in. And
Correct.
as I said earlier, that does play a big part into it. That people, like younger people, like your son was 13 when you started this, right? Like with the
Yes.
yeah,
That
I
is,
was I'll go ahead.
yes.
And I was
Yes,
14,
he did.
so a year off, you know, and I wanted to fit in with the cool crowd, so I said, "There's no way I know how is to start drinking," you know,
Right.
and it just carried on throughout the years. And next thing I know, 25 years drinking. I'm like, what happened? You know, it felt like I wasted my life,
Right.
you know. But luckily, your son he snapped out of it, you know.
With the grace of God.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it took God having a hand in it. Because no matter how tough I was dealing with an addiction that I could not understand,
Hmm.
I could not have had it if it hadn't been the grace of God.
Yeah. And we're all here for a reason, you know.
Truth.
We are all here for a reason. I had to learn that. I had to learn that on my own, you know. And then my mom, you know, she was always there, you know. As I said, I don't give her enough credit, but I should, you know. Like she would
Well, you're
say,
going to tonight, right?
um, I call her
Yes.
well, I call her 3 or 4 times a day. Like she lives on the other side of town.
Right.
Yeah, but remember too, though, my mom's sick, so and it's kind of hard to see her in that condition.
I understand that.
Yeah, like my mom only weighs like 75 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, you know, she still has the cancer inside her stomach.
Right. I am a hospice.
All right.
Yes, I am. But I don't get paid by the state. I do all private
Hmm.
because I don't want their money. I do it from my heart.
Yeah.
Oops. I'm sorry, I just dropped my phone.
Well, that's all right.
because my hand is getting numb. But I pronounced both my parents and both of Jeff's parents. So I know that pain.
Yeah. I'm sorry you went through that, you know.
No, it was beautiful.
Mm.
To me, it was beautiful.
But yeah, like as I said to my mom, I said the one thing I keep saying is like, thank God I quit drinking when you're still alive. You know, that's all that matters. You know that she
That's
was here.
true. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I never thought I would see that with
Mhm.
Jordan.
Yeah. Lisa says, I hope you jealous if Brian just came out, but it would be amazing if he was able to put your floors in. See, there you go, Brian.
Yeah, I know. I already hit him up this morning. Lisa, you and I had talked about it already, and you told me that he could come, but he had to bring the kids. And I told you, no, I want the whole family. I want to see your white eyes.
Thank you, MasterCard. I appreciate it, brother. But oh wait, oh hey Barb, welcome in. Yeah, again, thank you so much, Penny, for sharing your family story with not with myself, but with everybody. We all appreciate you and we all love you, your whole family, you know.
Thank you. I love you guys too.
And again, Jordan, just continue doing what you're doing, you know. And all of you there, just take it one day at a time. All of you can do it, you know. This was very impactful tonight, Penny.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Gabe is a friend of Jordan's at the house. He is texting me saying, we promise you we're going to stay on this ship.
Good. It's good to hear.
So, I know. Full of laughter, joy, peace, and harmony. We're
That's
here for anyone that wants us to give them comfort. That's
it's
pretty cool.
that really is. I remember a couple of years ago, heading into my first year of being sober. I told a friend of mine about it, and he's like, "Yeah, you should post it on Facebook." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah," and so I wrote down like a giant paragraph, and it got a lot of response. I was surprised, you know. I was very surprised by that, and then I did it the second year. And then fast forward to today, I didn't think I would be doing something like this. I really didn't. You know,
It's your calling.
it is. You know, it all started from the post on Facebook from a couple of years ago.
That's pretty
And
cool.
thank you. And I just want, I just want to help people. I want to help the good ones in life. You know,
I want to help all, bad, good, undecided. I'm here.
yeah. And
I'm
you're
kind of crazy like that, huh?
no, no,
Now you understand why if I cuss during the day, which I will, I
yeah.
do have to for myself repent. That doesn't mean I'm judging the people that I've heard cuss while talking to me. It's for me only.
But yeah, you're a great woman, Penny, and I'll say this: it's an honor to know you. It really is. And thank you.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna blush. I'm
I
just
mean,
me. I'm just me.
yeah, that's what it is. You know, like I remember someone told me a long time ago, it was just that, just be yourself.
You
You know,
have to, otherwise no one's gonna believe or hear your honesty.
yeah. But thank you so much for uh just like something that TC, of course, Gabby. Um, thank you so much for coming up here. It, it means a lot to me, more than you ever know. You know,
Terrence, I love you. And
I love you
I'm gonna
too.
go ahead and get off.
Okay.
Um, Jordan's asking me about the homemade soap. So I'm going to get off the phone and talk to them.
Okay. Thank you, Penny. I appreciate it. I'm about to end it anyways in a few minutes. So
Okay, we'll still be in listening.
yeah. If Vic's up, Vic, you want to come up and show what you're making? Thank you again, Penny. I really appreciate it.
Okay. I love everybody from my heart, not my mouth.
And we love you too, Penny. Thank you.
Okay. Night.
Night. Be safe.
Oh, I'm home, so I'm safe.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Vic, if you're still in the, put on the shirt, Vic. Christine, you're very welcome. You know, and thank you again for sharing your story. And I'm going to have you back up again down the line for another update if you want. Just waiting for Vic to come up. Yeah, Penny, really, thank you so much. And everyone in the chat, Wrestler's Mom, thank you for telling your truth and Jordan's success story. Very beautiful. Couldn't agree more, Wrestler's Mom. I couldn't agree more. Just waiting for Vic to come up on panel. You're welcome, section. No need to thank me. It's people like Christine and Penny who share their stories. You know. Oh, here we go. Hey, Vic, how's it going?
Oh, it's going okay, guy. I finished putting the black veneer on the outside of the box. I still have to do some on the bottom, and kind of running out of the black veneer. I'm gonna get some this coming week here, but I'm gonna put the black veneer on the inside of the box. That's what I'm working on now. And I'm put it on the very inside. And also, here's the top, and it's going to open and close. This is for Edward's box.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be like that, and it's going to open. But around here, I'm going to put black veneer, red veneer, and black veneer. It's going to be a stripe going all the way around. And also, it's going to be this way going around the side here. It's going to be black, and then I'm going to have red veneer and then black veneer on the outside. And then, like in a corner here, this is a 2-ply wood with veneer. So it's like plywood now. But it's going to be like a black veneer, red veneer, and black veneer.
Oh, nice.
To match everything going around. And then, I thought, well, instead of putting stars and a moon at the top, I was gonna do a little skull, for the
You
front
mean
here.
the logo that Edward has? You mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the Grim Reaper. I thought about doing the skull itself to put up there. Now, the Grim Reaper doing something that intricate will take a lot of time to do, and I haven't gotten that good at doing what they call marquetry.
Okay.
That's where you have a fret saw and you have this little thing with a little cutout, and you use a little fret saw. You stack your veneer on top, and you have your design drawn out, and you have like a driller saw that has real thin blades on it, and you start carving out. You draw your picture on there, and you use that saw, and you carve out around that picture. It's like if this was going to be the veneer that I was going to put here, I would take this veneer, then take the veneer that I'm going to inlay in that. I'd have to stack it on top of that. Let me use a different color of veneer here. Say I'm going to use this veneer, I would stack it on top. Then I would have something, sometimes you can put like cardboard on the backside and cardboard on the top, so that way you don't have what you call tear out. Uh, so and then you have your picture, and you use that saw to carve around that picture. Once you get this carved out, what you'll have is that piece will come out of this here, and then you have another piece right here that will come out, and you would take the lighter color wood and put back in that. And then that would be like what they would more or less be inlay, but it's really called marquetry.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to do. But see, I kind of run out of money, and I'm gonna have to wait till next week to get some more of this veneer, and then I'm gonna buy different colors of veneer to do the skull. I don't know really what color the skull's gonna be to put in. I might can find some white veneer. I have white veneer, but I can't use that. That one's gonna be for lampshades.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all ever seen my lampshade.
Could you use red or that won't work?
Yeah, I can use red, but I thought about that because it's going to be trimmed out in red, but it may take away from the trim, you know. But I can use red. I'll probably stack red on that to where make it a little bit thicker, and then put like a whiter color of veneer on it, and test, see which one looks the best.
Nice.
But
Vic,
yeah, I
you
thought about the red veneer.
yeah. Red's a really good color.
Yeah.
Or
And I thought about making jewelry boxes to where when you open it up, they would be like a little light, where, like some jewelry boxes, they have them little things that spin around that makes a song and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of having one of those, have a little portion of the box, maybe have like a heart or a butterfly to where light will shine through it. See, some of the woods I have, I don't know if you can see that the light shines through this wood here.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's kind of hard, but anyways,
I see a little bit.
I have some white wood that's the same way.
Okay, nice.
So when you open the thing or you push a button, a little design will glow on it, with diodes.
Mm-hmm. Instead of the red, do you think orange could work or no?
Well, it could, I think it would, but I think a lighter color
Yeah.
would do, like a gray or white,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna get into using hot sand also to color, to give depth to it. It's like you use a little funnel, and you put sand in that funnel so that sand will drip down on certain parts of it. You see, most times you just take the piece of veneer and you'd stick it in that sand, and move it around, and then you'd look at it and you want to get it a little bit darker, you stick it back in there and you keep looking at it. It's sort of like how you do rose petals and stuff.
Nice.
I have like this right here. I was going to do a rose like that, and that's why I made this. I was going to actually paint it with coffee,
That's
but
cool.
I decided, well, this one right here would be real easy to make, the marquetry, a rose like that. But I don't think, a rose will look good on this box. I thought a skull would look better.
Um, Kid Nurse says a lot of woodworkers use acid to bleach wood. Not sure if a cut of stencil and some OA might work.
What, cut a stencil? Yes, that's what you do. You make your stencils and you cut it. And you can either, like with this one here, you'd have cut everything out, and then you take that little leaf petal there and you put it on a piece of wood and you cut it out, and then you do the next one the same way and you cut it out. But there's sometimes you'll have cracks, not cracks, but seams in it. You have to watch that. The best way I think to do it is you stack, like if this is going to be 3 colors of wood, you would stack your wood up. It doesn't really matter which one's on top and which is on the bottom. You stack them up and you cut out every one of them. So you might have 3 colors in it. You would get 3 different roses out of that. It's sort of like stacking 3 puzzles together that's different colors, and you'd have 3 different puzzles, more or less.
Nice. That's a
But
cool design. I like that.
a stencil, you can take the stencil and glue it to the wood, with the glue stick that will come off with water. But you know, I wouldn't want to put a stencil on a wood and just leave it there and that be part of the box. That to me would take away from the look of the box itself. A skull wouldn't be that hard to cut out by hand. I'm gonna go to Highland Hardware. They're the ones that backs like this old house, and
Mhm.
they sell specialty tools. And I'm gonna go get a bunch of the smaller X-Acto knives. This
Okay.
knife is too big. This is what I've been cutting everything with, and it's hard to cut some of the veneer with it. The black veneer is easy to cut, but this other veneer, that veneer is a lot thicker than most veneers, and it's maple and it's hard, hard, hard to cut. I had to cut it with the handsaw,
All
and
right.
then come back with the chisel and punch out, carve it down with the chisel.
Man, Vic, you're very talented. You really are.
Well, it's just I'm learning as I go. Learning as I go, and the more I learn, the better I get, and I'm not afraid to try something new. Uh, you know, it's like some of the marquetry. I showed Smashley some pictures of on YouTube of these flowers, and I'm gonna start doing flowers. And then I seen this rabbit that I was gonna do, but with that one, it takes a laser cutter to cut these parts out. And the laser cutter, they range from anywhere from like $200 to $600. The ones that I'm looking at, they cost more than that actually. But I don't know which one of those I really want because they have different programs, the software, and which software would be more ideal for me because I'm cutting wood. I'm not just burning a picture on a piece of wood. But then again, you know, I can burn a picture on a piece of wood, then come back and cut it out with my chisels or my X-Acto knives. You know, but yeah, this here, you know, it makes me happy. This is my therapy. You know, I was going to go through therapy last week and I missed it because I didn't have the paperwork that they needed. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
reschedule to go back to talk to the therapist and all.
Y-
Uh,
You know, you know what, Vic, you're doing a great job there. You know, you really are. And this is your form of therapy. You know, this is what makes you happy in life. This is what gets your mind off of all that other stuff, you know?
oh yeah, yeah. This is helping me out because I know that you know I'm gonna make somebody happy, and you know they have a piece of artwork, a one of a kind piece of artwork. You know, uh, when people around you tell you you're not an artist, and then you go and do things to show them, then they're the ones that's lost out in the long run. So you know, I never gave up. I'll never give up. And so this is what I like doing, and you know, it makes me happy.
Good
I
man,
mean,
Vic.
I mean, it's like this right here. This is one of the first things that I tried doing. I cut every single one of those, and I said, well, you know, I want to go a step farther. And so, you know, I started making them little round curved ones on. I don't know if you've seen that other box I made. Then I started
No,
doing that, and I said, well, this is pretty easy here. Let me try doing a marker tree. That's when you really make pictures, you know.
yeah. Tatiana says, Vic is so talented. I hope he can start making money doing what he loves doing. It's a blessing to make a living and enjoy it. You know, she's absolutely right, you know?
Yes, it is. You know, I don't mind making the money, but you know, I'm more into making the people happy. Uh, and you know, what I thought about is if people want to pay me, then they can donate money to a good cause, you know, uh, in the name of my mother, you know. But the thing is, you know, they can pay for like the materials, the veneer and all that because some of it's real pricey. But you know, it's kind of hard for me to say, well, I'll build this here, sell it for $200. It might take me 2.5 weeks to make it. Okay. I
Okay.
don't know how long it's going to take me to make it, and I can't just sell something for $200-300. You know, I mean, I'd rather just give it away, you know, and then they make the choice of how much they think it's worth to a good cause.
Well, you're a good man for doing that there, Vic. You really are. You
I
know.
mean, you know, there's a couple of people, you know, Penny's one of them, and then there's two other people that want me to make them something. So, you know, and they offered to pay me, and I told them that, you know, my work is not for sale. That, you know, I like making things for people who I like, you know, who I trust, uh, that they too are making a difference in the world, and there's no price that you can put on what they're doing. I mean, so I feel it's same way with this here. You know, it's hard for me to put a price on something. You know,
Mm.
but if I can
Um,
make something and make somebody happy, you know, it's already paid for.
yeah. Jenny T says, Vic does such an intricate work. It's beautiful.
Well, I really appreciate that. Uh,
Uh,
and
oh, go ahead.
you know, but yeah, when I go back to the veneer store and I start buying this veneer, I'll make a video so that way, you know, people can see how much the veneer costs, you know, uh, to you know, for making this stuff, because some of this stuff is like, this wood here is pretty cheap. I mean, the thick veneer is cheap. It's cheaper than most veneers, but when you get into colored veneer like this black, it gets pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's a nice color there too. I really like that. Um, mail order brides has a question for you, Vic. I have about 3 of every tool ever made. Is there any tools that you can use?
I would like, well, I like the little hand routers, you know. It's got two little knobs on each end, and it's got this little thing that looks like an Allen wrench. It's L shaped, and each hand holds a knob, and you move it forward, and it grooves out like a groove. You cut everything out. Say, if I wanted to, you know, cut a piece of wood this thick, say a 1/16 of an inch or an eighth of an inch. This is actually eighth of an inch.
Hmm.
That, you know, once I carve it out, I can come back with that tool and level everything out on the bottom. So say for instance, I wanted this thinner veneer, which is like a 32nds of an inch. Uh, I don't want to carve through this, but I use that tool to level out the bottom. So when I insert this, it's level, you know, to the very bottom, and it just sticks up just enough to where I can sand it to where, you know. But yeah, that and there's a few that, you know, I'm gonna get. One of them's a jeweler saw, and the jeweler, not jeweler hammer, but there's a hammer that you use to mash your veneer down with.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't really, you know, I have basically everything that I need. You know, chisels. I like chisels, and this Japanese back cutting saw here. You know,
Oh, nice.
this here is what I really like. That's like over $50 for that, and it's Japanese. I don't know if we can read the name of it. It's a razor saw from Japan.
Eh, wow, that's big.
But I'm gonna get another one of these. This is one for hardwood. It's for ripping wood,
Okay.
and it cuts better when you cutting this way, ripping the wood, than going a cross cut. So I'm gonna have to get a cross cut saw and a ripping saw.
Nice.
But
And oh, go ahead.
you know, go ahead.
That box is for Edward, you said, right?
Yeah, this one here is for Edwards. Edwards, you know, I promised him I'd make him one, and he said he wanted a casket box, and I didn't ask him any questions. But
Hmm.
I think this would be nice for him. I told him it'd be a Barbie doll size. You know,
Oh, nice.
uh, what I'm gonna do is when I mail it to him, I'm gonna take a piece of paper and put people's names on it that, you know, I don't like, and put them in there and put the lid on it. You know, so that way, you know, in the back of my mind, they're dead in my life. You know what I'm saying? They're not. You know, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? But you
Yeah.
know, that's just kind of weird thinking. But I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
he's going to use it for. He might want to put his bullets in there, or he might want to put his whatever in there. But this right here is what they call a wonder cutter,
Okay.
and it's of a gun costs like $400, and I'm like, okay. And there's a little set screw right there. Well, the first day I got it, I put that blade in there and I stripped out that damn screw. Okay, I played with it and screw it. I could never get it out. So I wrote to the company that sold it to me, Micro Mart. Then they couldn't help me. They sent me another Allen wrench, and I told them, I said, well, that Allen wrench ain't gonna help me. The set screw that needs to be tiny hard metal is soft, and that's
Yeah.
why it's stripped out. But you know, it'll you make that button there, the button, the little blade oscillates real fast,
Yeah,
and
you're sounding like a robot a little.
it cuts stuff. It cuts wood. It'll cut plastic. Let me get something here. Hold on. It'll plastic. It'll melt plastic. But you know, I thought this would help me on my wood, but the thing about this here, it'll shut off when you it overheats. And but it'll cut paper though. It'll cut paper real easy.
Mail order brides says, "Can I buy a piece from you, Vic?"
A piece of what?
He doesn't really. A piece of wood there, Mail.
A piece of wood.
No, he just says, "Can I buy a piece from you, Vic?" Hey, Edward. Welcome in. Appreciate it.
I don't know what he wants a piece of me for.
Yeah, I don't know. Mail order.
I mean, I had cut my finger right there. I don't know if y'all can see it too good, but I had cut my finger, sliced the shit out of it right there. And then I did another one right there. You know, they both bled for a little while. You know, I could have dabbed a little blood on a piece of paper and sent it to you, and you could have had, you know, I guess a piece of me, you know.
Oh, okay, of woodwork.
Oh, he wants woodwork.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what really to send him. I mean, I could, I mean, you know, there's well, see, there's two other people that's wanting something, and then I could be free, to make him something. I mean, what's he want, a scrap piece of wood like me cut this in half and you send it to him? I mean.
No, he wants a piece of your art.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, if he, you know, he can reach out, they can reach out to me in the Instagram.
Okay. Can one of the mods drop Vic's channel in the chat, please, so they can subscribe to him, and feel free to drop all your links too.
Yeah, this thing here is real expensive. You
Hey,
know,
Edward.
this is one of them things where you say, here's a piece of wood right here, and I want to make a line going all the way across, and I want to make a grid work. So what I do is I line this up like this here, and then I take a special pencil like this right here, and there's lead. When you do that, lead will come out of this point up here, and it'll go down in these little holes, and all you have to do is slide this whole thing across while this is in these little holes, and it'll draw lines across real perfect. As long as you have a straight edge right there, then all these lines that you line up in these little holes will be, you can make a grid, you know. And that's how I make sure that everything is perfect, because making this here, this is all freehand.
Nice.
And it didn't come out right. You know, I wasn't pleased with this. That's why I never used it.
Yeah. Mail order has another question for you. He asks, can you tell me what tools you might need, Vic, and I'll get them for you?
Well, I pretty much have everything that I need right now. Exacto blades would probably be what I would need the most is, when I start doing the marquetry, I'm gonna be using exacto blades with my exacto knife, cutting out pictures and stuff and veneer. I'll use a lot of those. Uh, that's pretty much it, and maybe some magnets, because I have this metal tray that when I glue stuff together, say when I glue something down, I glue it down so it don't move. I have some magnets, but they don't, it's like these little things here are magnets and they don't really work too good. They'll stand up like that and the whole part's stable for me, or I can stack them like that and put a piece in there and it'll hold it upright. So I can put my glue in it and then it'll dry, and then I can remove the magnets. But exacto knife blades would be what I would need. But what do they want? I
Um,
mean,
yeah, Mail, do you have a follow-up question there, Mail, to Vic? Um, gotta wait for him.
really, see, I feel real funny about taking tools. Somebody asked me, or said they would help me uh, get a laser cutter, and I didn't like that idea because I feel that, you know, I would appreciate it more if I got it rather than someone giving it to me.
Yeah,
You know,
Sarah has a question for you. She asked, Vic, have you been going live late at night on Instagram or YouTube? I haven't gotten a notification if you have been, but I'm also not getting a bunch of notifications from YouTube lately. So you've been going
uh,
live? Oh, go ahead.
no, I haven't. I haven't gone live. It's like last night I was gonna go live, and then I didn't go live because it's like when I'm gluing this box up, say for instance, I put this piece of veneer in this side of the box. I got clamps on it. Y'all don't want to just sit there and watch glue dry. There's not
Yeah.
much I can do. It's like I clamp this side down and I let it dry. Then I clamp this side down and I let it dry. And then I do this side and I let it dry. And I do this side and I let it dry. I have only so many clamps to use at one time. So I just use what I need on one side and wait, and then I do the other side and wait. You know, uh, when I'm doing something like this, I like to get the bigger pieces done first. That means this side, then this, then I can do this side, and then I can do the bottom side. I don't like putting this one on, putting this one on, and then that one because then you get all the seams all messed up. It's like right here, you can see how the veneer is stacked in there. And it's the same on both sides. Two inside ones, one outside ones. Two inside ones, one outside. You know, two inside and one outside. And that's the same with everything going around. But see, on the very bottom here, only I carved it out and only have one on the inside, like right there. So it's like it's step jointed. So everything will be together, but it takes a little bit of time to make everything. that I think it would be very unfair for me to make a video and sit there for 15, 20 minutes for it to dry, and then I lose everybody's attention. They like to see progress. But say, for instance, making this right here, I can make a video, which I did a while back, of me making all these little squares. I made my own little jig, put it in the jig, and this is part of the jig. It looks like it's a piece of, scrap wood, but it's part of my jig to cut my little diamonds out right there. I have another part of the jig somewhere else. I have to look for it, that I can cut these diamonds out. And I cut them out with this chisel here.
Mail order says, I sub to your channel, Vic. We'll talk more about getting you some tools.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll trade. Okay, we can trade. I'll make you something, and then we can do that if you like. That would be, I would feel more better at doing that. I'll make you something, and then you can trade me tools.
Nice. So that could help both of you out.
Right, but I have Instagram with the same name and the same picture as what I have on YouTube.
Yeah, I think Brian plugged your Instagram page. If he's still in here, can you plug his Instagram again, please, Brian? Or someone?
But I don't want, there's something that happened today. I don't really want to talk too much about it, but I've noticed that there's this one in particular person that is using my name, and people that I see in the chats, not this chat, but other chats, are sub to them.
Okay.
And I have funny feelings about that, so I had blocked these people.
Good.
I hate to have to block these people, but if they're following that one particular person, then I have to do that to save my insanity, or my sanity.
Smart thing to do, Vic. Smashley says Vic is old school kind of guy. He wants to do it himself. Very honorable. Well said. Wrestler's Mom says, Vic, you're extremely talented. You could be making some good money doing this.
Well, like I said, the money's good and everything, but when you have people that you meet online, friends, online friends, and they've been kind to you, they reach out to you, they talk to you, it means a lot to me. So that's why I make things and give it to these people, because there's a meaning behind that. They reached out to me when I needed help. Edwards did a background check on me, and so this is like giving back to the people who's given to me. The money's okay, but maybe I'll do it for whatever the veneer costs for me to make it. But
Yeah.
making it, that's fun to me, and it gives me a reason to wake up every morning. Sometimes it keeps me up at nighttime too, but that's all good.
Yeah. Vic, you're extremely talented. Like, my God,
Well,
it's like seeing that right there.
I just get these ideas, and I like making things. So
Yeah.
but then sometimes I start making something and I'll stop. It's like I made this here, out of the same type of wood. This is walnut. All this is walnut, come from the same piece of wood. And this here is maple with a black veneer. And I even made. I don't think you can see the trim too good. The trim, I even made that, but I got discouraged because of the stripes and here's all wrong. It's crooked. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna take all this back out and I may do like a flower insert in the diamonds. I don't know.
Have you ever made it like a chessboard or something?
No, but I put veneer on the back of my guitar
Oh,
like a
nice.
checkerboard.
Nice.
That's what gave me the idea to do this was the veneer I put on the back of my guitar.
Yeah.
But you know, I did that ass backwards. What I did, I glued this veneer. I thought I was gonna be smart. I glued the veneer on a piece of cardboard, and it was a big piece of cardboard because I have a double neck guitar. So I glued everything down, sanded one side down, and I glued it to the guitar. Well, I didn't think about that cardboard was the type of cardboard that even if you put water on it, it don't come off. It
Yeah.
doesn't, you know, because usually cardboard or paper will scrape off. It took me longer to scrape the cardboard off of that wood once I got it on the guitar. And I just about threw it away, but I kept at it and kept at it. Finally, I got it done, and it looked good. But
Nice.
don't glue wood on a piece of cardboard and think once you get it glued down, say for instance, this is a piece of cardboard here. I glue all the pieces on there, get it kind of sanded down, and then you take that and you flip it over and you glue it down on your substrate. Okay. And
Mhm.
once it's glued down, then you can come back and put water on that cardboard and peel it off. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
Not the cardboard I used. Now, cardboard box from like a shoe box is okay, but I use thick cardboard
Mhm.
and it didn't work.
Mail
That's
order. Oh, go ahead.
that's just, you know, a learning experience.
Yeah. Mail order says I'll hit you up on your channel, Vic, and we'll talk more about those blades you need.
Okay, that'll be great. That'll be great. Uh, Before we go, let me go get that lampshade. I have a lampshade I want to show you real fast. I haven't showed it in a while.
Okay.
Uh, so hold on 1 minute.
All right. Sarah, you're absolutely right. Vic's a sweet person. I wish everyone could get. I couldn't agree more with you, Tatiana.
Okay, let me. There
Yeah,
we
Vic,
go.
can you show your guitar?
Huh?
Can you show your guitar?
I haven't yet. I will. Hold on one. Let me do something here.
Okay.
Oh, not. I don't know if you can see that.
I can see it.
Yeah, that's the lampshade that I made.
Oh, nice.
You know,
That's really nice.
there's this art, this Japanese art called Kimco,
Okay.
Kumkio, that
Okay.
I wanted to do, and you know, that's how I got the idea with this lampshade here. You know, I cut every one of them little grooves there. It's like you know how Lincoln logs fit together, little notches.
Yeah.
That's what I did with this right here. This wood here came with a model ship, and I didn't need it. I had bought something else extra to take its place. So this was all extra right there, all the little brickwork. So I decided, well, I'm going to with this this veneer that I bought, this fur. So I decided, well, I'll make this here for somebody. This here is for somebody that's in a catcher community, and I had an idea that I wanted to make a child's face up under the light, have the light shine through to where if you're standing back and you look at it, you can't see face. But if you get close, you can see like under the threshold, like as a door, you can see that there's something there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, everything I make, there's like a little story behind it, I guess. But I thought that that would be cool. But with the veneers and stuff, I thought, well, I'm gonna do a face, put it down here. I haven't done it yet, but that's what I was gonna do.
Nice.
But yeah,
Jenny T's like almost I want a lamp.
okay. Well, here, let me get my guitar. Let me put this up because this lampshade is real fragile.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me move some stuff. This is the back of it. My lamp, hold on. My lamp is kind of a little messed up there. Ah, shit. Did I just break it? I think I broke it.
Oh, you broke it?
No, it came back on. This of it.
Yeah.
And this is here.
Vic, you're starting to sound like a robot there.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Now you sound better.
Okay. Well, this veneer is the same veneer I use on my jewelry boxes.
Okay.
And I'm not really done with it. That's the front of it right there.
Okay.
And it was like where this was seamed together when they made it, it had a crack in it. So I decided, well, I'll put this veneer in wherever the seams are. And so that's what it ended up looking like. And even that right there, I did all that. And I had to put it together, but sanding it is a trick to it. I have to make a sanding block.
Okay.
You know, a piece of paper, put sandpaper on the bottom, so when I sand it, it doesn't go in these holes and make it wavy, you know. I can bridge all of the open parts here, it will bridge it. So when I sand it, it will be flat everywhere because it's kind of hard to take a little sanding block and sand around the openings because you'll put a little divot in there.
Man.
But that's the guitar.
That's cool.
And let's see. That's the sides of it there.
Nice.
You know, I thought, it'd be cool to do that. You know. But it took me a little while to get it to that point.
That's really cool looking. In fact, that really is.
Well, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
got one more lamp, that everybody will fall in love with. Well, it's not really a lamp yet, but it was one of the first ones, and I got it all crooked. I think my lamp did. There we go.
Oh shoot.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but so this is going to be a lamp that hangs on the ceiling,
Yeah.
and let me get it back farther. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's going to hang on the ceiling, and I was going to have little sides just like this right here, all the way around it. But that's the lampshade there. Another lamp.
Nice.
And then, I carved out, I was going to put lighter colored diamonds in the little corners here. All these places going to have little diamonds in it, I'm going to put little diamonds. But yeah, that was just an idea. Everything I do is just an idea. I never seen anybody make lampshades out of wood, so I thought, well, I found this wood that light will shine through. I'll just make a lampshade out of it.
Nice, Vic. You're extremely talented and you know what you're doing,
Well, really, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just, trial and error, learn as you go, type deal. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and that's where I get my ideas from, watching other people, and says, I can use that and do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can incorporate this over here and make it look even that much better.
Nice. I'm glad that you're in your zone now. That you seem a lot happier now, that you're more at peace with yourself.
Right. Well, I had to come to terms, with what was going on. And, there's a few people who reached out to me to talk to me and to explain things to me. And Penny was one of them. Tatiana was one of them. And then there's a few other people, that did reach out to me. And, I appreciate those people.
I
And,
assume Ed's one of them.
huh?
I assume Ed's one of them.
Yeah, Ed and
Bill.
Bill, Locksmith.
Lock.
Even Brenda reached out to me, and I thank all those people for having the patience to sit there and talk with me, and I really appreciate that.
And I appreciate them for doing that too. Yeah.
Well, they're good. They're good people, and that's why I like them, because I believe that I'm a good judge of character, in people, and I just don't go and trust everybody. But I sit back and I watch people and how they communicate and what they say and do, and I make my judgment from that. But when people reach out to you, that means a lot.
Yeah, shows that they care.
Yeah, because not a lot of people's going to do that.
Yeah. Thank you for coming up, Vic. Really appreciate
Well, I appreciate you having me up, and I look forward, for your next streams, and I look forward into making some videos here soon. But with this casket here, there's a lot of drying time for it to be drying. It's not really much to watch. But now when I start doing the marquetry, then I will make a lot more videos of me cutting out the parts and pasting them together and showing how I do things, how it's made.
Yeah. And
I mean, it's it's like the box I made for Tatiana. I do have a video of that, of how I made everything, the jigs I had to make. That was fun. So there's like a little story behind that.
Mm,
So, anyways, let me let you go, and
okay.
I appreciate you coming on, having Penny up here, and having me up and everything.
No
And
need to thank me, Vic. No need to thank me. You know, I appreciate doing this for everybody. You know.
all righty, well, I'm gonna let y'all go, and I might make a video later tonight of me chopping these little diamonds. Get my little
Yeah,
jig out, and I'll chop some diamonds out because I have a lot of scrap pieces of wood. I don't throw my scrap pieces away. My
yeah,
roommate, he's just going ape shit because even these little pieces like that, I would not throw that away. I can use this for something. And
yeah,
he just going ape shit because I got boxes full of all these little giblets of veneer. And so I'm going to cut them down to little diamonds so that way I can use them later on down the road.
yeah.
So y'all take
Vic,
care.
Vic, before you go, the last time you went live, you didn't have your volume up. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, I did that because I was listening to some music and stuff, and see,
Oh,
I went live one time and got flagged. They cut me off,
yeah,
and so you know the thing is, it's kind of hard for me to read chat and to do the work and everything because
yeah.
my
Okay.
phone is on the other side of the table and
Mhm.
I can't read it. uh
Yeah,
I can see something scrolling at the bottom, but I can't just get up there and read it, and I don't know how to get my laptop to where I can watch myself on a laptop and on the phone also, so whenever I see something I can look over on the laptop and talk.
yeah,
And my headphones, they're broken. So there's no way for me to listen to something and not get flagged for it and watch the chat.
yeah. That's understandable because we were in your live last time we went live, and Bill, myself, and a few other people were there, and we were watching you, but we kind of figured that you didn't have the volume on.
Right. Well, I turned it down because, I didn't want the background noise to flag me, because I was listening to some music. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, if y'all have a chance, look up this one guy. I don't know his last name, but I think his first name's Michael. But you know, one of the songs is "Beautiful Life," and that's a good song. And also, "Cold Little Heart." That song. I like that song a lot, and to me, that song has a meaning to me. Uh, and it's a new artist anyways, but yeah, check those two videos out. you know
yeah. Uh, Thank you, Tatiana. I really appreciate it, and no need to thank me. Thank Penny and Vic, for coming up.
well,
I really appreciate them.
if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be up here, guys. So you're the cause of it. So we thank you also.
Uh, Thank you, Vic. I appreciate it. I just try. That's all you can do in life is just try.
That's true. You got to try, and if you make a mistake, don't give up. People give up the first time they make a mistake. They give up. And I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah,
Keep trying, don't give up, and don't think that there's only one way of doing something. There's more than one ways of doing something, and you'll have the same outcome, maybe have even a better outcome than what you thought.
you're right. Um, Bill says I might go live for a bit because people don't seem to have heard what I've expected several times. I'm not sure though. Yeah. By the way, Vic, next week I'll be interviewing Bill.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, next Friday at 8, I'll be interviewing Bill.
All righty. Well, I'll be there.
Uh, Thank you.
Bill's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Bill already has a casket. I can't make him a casket.
Really.
But I seen Bill's casket, and I said, well, Ed needs a casket also, so I'm gonna build Ed a casket.
Yeah. Penny says, Vic, I just love hearing your passion in your voice. With God bless given talents, I truly love everything you create. Please don't ever stop.
Oh no, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I've spent, probably, a little over $1,000 on my tools, and I don't think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going and keep making things because that's my happiness. It's my therapy, and you know, it's what
Yeah,
it's what makes me tick. Up my light. Let me turn that
yeah.
thing off.
Doing what you do makes you happy. Vic, keep on doing it.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
yeah. You're welcome, Wrestlers Mom. I really appreciate it, and thank you for being here. Bill, if you use another one, I got more bodies.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to get in line. There's two in front of you right now that want something. And then there's Edwards. So you have to get in line. So we'll put the order in and we'll ship it out as soon as we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do something for you, Ed. I mean, not Ed, but Bill. I'm sorry.
Bill. Yeah. Yeah,
No,
I think Bill needs like what, 5 or 6 more. Oh, there you go. Bill's like, don't make it gay.
no, I was gonna make it pink because you have a black one that's for the male, and we got to make you a pink one for the female. And I'll put a little bit of blue in it, so it's not totally gay.
You know what though? Make it the rainbow color.
Oh yeah, I can make it the rainbow color. Yeah, yeah,
And then put a ribbon on it or something.
yeah. Put a little smiley face. That'll be
Yeah.
his happy box. It won't be gay. It'll be happy.
Bill, dude's always funny.
But anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go, and y'all have fun, and y'all take care, and thank you for all that you do, Terrence.
I appreciate it, Vic, and thank you for what you do. We need more people like you and Penny and a lot of other people. We really do.
Well, yeah. Well, you don't need, my temper, So, that there I'm working on, and each day I'm getting stronger and stronger, and so that's all that matters.
Yeah, you're right. Bill says as long as it's not all the way gay.
Oh no, it's not going to be all the way gay. See, from the outside, you won't know it until you open it up and see the inside. See, the outside may be black and be butch, but the inside's going to be flaming gay.
Oh, there you go, Bill.
So that way, nobody has to know. Only you and I'll know, Bill.
It's your secret.
Right, it's your secret. We won't tell nobody.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go, and y'all take care. And if Bill goes live, then I'll join in.
Yeah, I might
I mean,
join up too.
if you don't see me chatting, don't think I'm not there. I'm there. It's just because I'm working with wood and everything, and I'm listening, and I do look at chat from time to time. So, I try to keep track, so I'll be there.
Yeah. And Bill's like, sounds like my ex-wife.
Well, we're not getting married. We're not getting married. We don't have to sign no paperwork, or anything like that.
Yeah, I gotta charge up my phone though, Bill. Took about a half hour. Oh,
Yeah, mine's on 18 right now. So a half hour would be good. A panel, I don't really know. Well, yeah, we can do a panel. We can do a panel. There's something I do want to talk about, and I promise I won't get upset or get mad or flame off and pout and all that stuff. I'm over all that. But yeah, that'd be good.
yeah, Bill, what time do you plan on going? And let him wait for him to answer. Like it. I hope he gives us time to charge our phones. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, let's get naked.
No, I'm gonna keep my clothes on. I have to keep my clothes on. I don't look too cute without my clothes on. But now I really thought about shaving my beard, shaving everything off.
Oh, man, you let that beard grow. I can never let mine go that long though.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it keeps you warm, and another thing, it's going to be harder for you to get a date. So if you don't want a date, you can let it grow because women don't like long beards where I live.
Oh.
Although now, when I had dogs, I walked my dogs up to the store, and a man stopped in a Mercedes and handed me $20, and I'm like, what's that for? He said, buy your dog some dog food. I said, bro, I'm not homeless. He thought I was homeless.
Oh man.
Yeah, no shit. That happened one time, and I'm like, wow, man, it was a nice guy to do that, but I can understand me out there with a sign, help feed my dog, but I was walking. I'm just standing at the red light trying to wait for it to turn red to get across the street, and he just pulls over, hands me $20.
Oh, at least you got $20 out of it,
Yeah. Well, Bill wants some ladies up on panel. I might confine the dress. I might have to ask a neighbor. I'll put a dress on and maybe a wig if you let
And
me up on panel.
put some red lipstick on too there, Vic.
Oh yeah, you know it.
And get some eyeliner going.
Some long eyelashes.
Yeah. You gotta do a little woman's voice there.
Well, I got a little old lady's voice. I answer the phone with the little old lady's voice, and people. Then I can screen my calls.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to interviewing Bill next week. That should be really good.
yeah, I think Bill will be a good one to interview. But make him keep his clothes on. I mean, he can have a shirt off, maybe.
No, I had to sign an agreement with him that he had to be naked.
Ah.
So I had to agree to that.
Okay.
Mm,
So we're gonna have like a birthday party in
yeah,
his birthday suit.
yeah. Bill just said, no, Vic, just do a tuck job.
Okay, well, I'll do that. I have some blue tape. I'm gonna have to find my duct tape. I think I left my duct tape in the other room, but it kept me up late at night because it was quacking.
Oh man. But yeah, Bill says he's going to go live probably just right after when I'm done. So it's almost 11 right now. So I'm
Yeah.
about to end this. again, thank you, Penny, Christine, and Vic for joining me up here tonight. I really appreciate it. You know, it means a lot.
Well, thank you for your time.
You're more than welcome. You know, and Bill probably going live right after I'm done this. Bill, you're going live, right? You probably will. All right, so I'm about to end this.
All righty, guy. I'm on jump out, and I'll see y'all over there.
All right, thanks again, Vic.
And thank you.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, Vic, Penny, and Christine for everything. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for coming here tonight. I really appreciate each and every one of you. You know, it means a lot. And looking forward to next week's when I talk with Bill. And have a safe night, everyone, and see you in Bill's stream. Peace.